Morning everybody, welcome to Moor Allerton Golf Club. My name's Adam Mathews, I'm the course manager here, and in this video update we're going to focus solely on our greens renovation work, and I thought it'd be a great opportunity to show you guys in a bit more detail why we carry out this work, how we do it. It's one of those jobs that for us it is the most important job of the year. There's no two ways about it. I've had a lot of comments recently about the greens won't need much work doing to them because they've not had much play. Well, it's just the opposite, to be fair. You know, the renovation work that we carry out each year is so important to gear the greens up for a really busy season. And it's testament to that work that we've done over the last 5 years, how the greens have been really good, not just in the summer, but also through the winter as well. So I'm going to take you out there and we're going to talk about the machines that we use, how they operate, and why we do it. And like I said, we'll have a good close look at the operation. This time there's different ways that we renovate. There's slightly different things that we do depending on the results that we're after. I take about 3 or 4 soil samples a year, and from that data we work out how much organic matter buildup there's been in the greens throughout the year. And what that does then is allows us to make a decision on where we're going to go. So this renovation will be, we're not going to be removing any organic matter. We're just going to be solely trying to pump as much sand into the surfaces as possible. So we will be doing, we've already verti-drained the greens. We're then going back over with a 19mm really wide solid tine on top of trying to get him to get around 2.5 tons of sand per green into the profile. So hope you enjoy the video, and I'll speak to you soon. It is Friday the 18th of February, and we're due to start greens renovations on Monday, but we've had a little bit of a result. The haulage company have managed to get the sand here a little bit quicker, so we're going to get everything set up today, do some test runs and basically go through the process, make sure the machines and everything's working, the last minute glitches ready to crack on Monday. So I just thought I'd give you a little bit of insight into how things happen during our greens renovations from start to finish, and go through some of the machines that we use and then go through the full process. So this machine here you may have seen out on the golf course. It's actually our Toro Sand Pro, and this is what we use for doing a lot of our bunker maintenance work. The great thing about this machine is it's quite versatile, and with it having a linkage system on the back, we can use it to pull and drive quite a lot of other pieces of kit. It's also got a great light surface area on the tyres, so it's good for taking across greens. Today what we will be using it for is pulling the sweep and fill brush. Now this is a machine that was actually designed by an American course superintendent who I think had enough of trying to get the sand into the holes during renovation. That's probably the trickiest job for us. Many greenkeepers have tried loads of different things over the years to make it easier. So this is a machine, so it's an oscillated brush, 2 oscillated brushes on here which rotate in opposite directions, and what that does is as it passes across the green, it flicks the sand up and helps it to drive it into the holes a little bit better. Really good piece of kit which we bought a couple of years ago, and it's really made our renovations a little bit better. So this is our Kubota 50 horsepower tractor. It's a mid-range tractor, but it does the majority of the work for us, from pulling the rough mower and carrying a lot of the implements that we use out on the course. This time it's housing our Wiedemann GXI8, which the club invested in last year. Fantastic piece of kit. This is our verti-drain, and what we've done was 3 weeks ago, first week back, we verti-drained the greens, and I'll just show you here. Using some, I mean, you can see they're quite worn because they've done quite a lot of work, but we got all the greens verti-drained a couple of weeks ago in preparation for this renovation, going down to about 11.5 inches, with these were 16mm wide tines when we started. So that's the deep part of the aeration process done, and during this renovation we'll be concentrating on the shallower part of the aeration. This is our Salsco greens roller. Now, we're actually only one of 4 golf clubs in the country that have this machine. is something I was really pleased that the golf club managed to invest in last year. So during the summer, this is used out for doing our greens rolling program, ironing our greens. But what we've also done is we've invested on these brush attachments. So now we're able to roll the green and brush top dressing at the same time. So during this renovation process this week, this will be the last machine that passes across, which will iron out any indentations and also just help get that final bit of sand into the grass canopy. So during this renovation process, we will be using approximately 100 tonnes of Mansfield sand. This is a drop that we've had delivered this morning. You'll be able to see in the bay behind there is another load in there also, and we will have another load delivered on Monday morning. So there'll be 100 tonnes in total which will be going out. This is our small utility Kubota tractor, which is used for loading and also pulling quite a lot of other implements. So the first part of the renovation process is the deep tine verti-draining, and what this does is links the top of the profile right down through to the gravel carpet underneath the green. To do that, we use a slightly narrower but longer tine, and this time it was a 14mm tine but 12-inch long on the back of the Wiedemann GXI8. After a couple of weeks of letting that settle, the next part of the process, which is the main section, is to get 2.5 tonnes of Mansfield moist MM35 grade sand out onto the greens. We do that by top dressing. The top dressing is quite a big operation, as the hopper holds around 1.5 tonnes of sand, so you can imagine trying to get that amount of quantity out onto 30 greens. It's a lot of trips from the shed and it's pretty time consuming. After that, we're trying to punch as much of that sand into the surface as possible. So we go back over with the Toro Procore with a thicker tine, and this time it's a 19mm wide tine, but it's a shallower depth of around 4 to 5 inches. And what that does is it allows us to get the sand into the area that we want it, while also creating a shorter aeration column channel for the roots to go into. So this is the kind of finish that we're looking for after one pass with the Procore 648. As you can see here, we've got quite a wide opening. And what the machine does is it punches some sand straight down into the profile. We will then leave this for a couple of hours to dry on the surface before coming back over with a sweep and fill to try and brush as much sand as possible into those holes. After a couple of brushes in the right conditions, we will then go back over the green with the large roller, and what that does is it just helps push everything back down to then allow the greens to settle. Once the greens have settled, we will then roll them again, but this time with a lighter brush, and that'll just help to push any sand that's knocking around on the surface into the last bits of the holes and into the lower end of the leaf canopy. These greens will then be left for probably about a week to settle before we add the spring fertiliser to help push on the recovery. So just down on the 27th green, this green's been sanded and been procored. We've got Deputy Head Greenkeeper Andrew Ivell. Hello Andrew.
Morning guys.
And we're just putting down a dried seaweed product on some of the weaker greens. So we've got 5 or 6 greens that didn't really winter as well as the others and are a little bit behind. So we'll add this product which will get brushed in with the sand into the tine holes. And what it does is it amends the soil structure slightly and just helps support a little bit more root growth, which will just add to strengthen these weaker greens up a little bit. Thanks for watching. I hope you found that video quite informative. Like I said, it's a process that is highly talked about throughout a golf club, causes quite a lot of controversy, and it's the biggest job that we do. So I hope that gives you a little bit more detail into the insight of why we do it and how we do it. Keep an eye out, there will be some more video blogs coming over the next few weeks detailing a bit more of the winter work that we've done, and as we get closer to reopening and welcome you all back for spring. See you soon.